Welcome to Maranatha Minute with Bishop Richard Frank. Maranatha Minute is a production of Maranatha Ministries, UPC. For the next 5 to 7 minutes, Bishop Frank will talk about various topics that will help and encourage you in your walk with God. Your comments are both encouraged and appreciated. Be sure to like us on Facebook, and follow us on YouTube, and be sure to click the bell so you'll always know when we go live. Now relax, and be blessed by this week's version of Maranatha Minute.
And welcome, everyone, to tonight's version of Maranatha Minute. So glad you're joining me today on this beautiful afternoon and evening, actually. I want to get right into what I'm going to talk to you about tonight just for a few minutes. I have been talking about dangerous prayers. As you know, if you've been following along on Wednesday evenings, you know that I was talking recently about dangerous prayers. And although I'm not going to talk about dangerous prayers tonight, I do want to talk about something that perhaps is as important as dangerous prayers. And without what I want to mention tonight, dangerous prayers will not be fulfilled. In fact, many prayers will not be fulfilled. I want to talk to you just for a moment about a story that's found in both Kings, both First and Second Kings. These two men are talked about, their stories are talked about, and that is Elijah and Elisha. And of course, we know that Elisha was a great prophet. So was Elijah, for that matter. Elisha ended up with a double portion. Great prophets. But the thing that we can't overlook, and we have to consider for our own lives, is the command that was given to Elisha. If you really want what you're asking for, you want God to use you, you want the portion or even a double portion of what I have, you have to see. This is what Elijah said to Elisha. You have to see me. You have to be there when I'm getting caught up. If you see me get caught up into heaven, you'll get what you're asking for. So what that did to Elisha was, Elisha focused, was dedicated, and he was consistent. And maybe those are the only three words I need to bring up: focused, dedicated, and let me get my fingers in the right direction to the camera so you can see them. 3. Focused, dedicated, and consistent. And because he was focused, dedicated, and consistent, he ended up getting the double portion that he looked for, that he wanted. I know all of us are looking for and want and need the blessing of God. We need the power of God in our lives. We need God to do something for us. We need whatever it is. We all need God. We all need him for various things. And we all need him for different things at various times of our lives. But the key to all of it is consistency. The key to all of it is consistency. Elisha had to be there when Elijah was caught away. He had to see it. Therefore, he had to be consistent when he didn't feel like it. He had to follow Elijah when he was tired. He had to get up when Elijah got up, whether he felt like getting up or not. He had to walk when Elijah was walking, whether he felt like walking or not. All of these things were of utmost importance if Elisha was going to get the blessing from God that he wanted. I fear that too many of us, myself included, we want the blessing of God, but we're not willing to be consistent the way we need to be to get the blessing of God. We're too easily knocked off course. We're too easily missing prayer time. We're too easily missing our Bible study time. We're too easily missing life group. We're too easily missing church. we're too easily, all of the things that are absolutely necessary. Listen, there wasn't just one. When we say Elisha had to follow Elijah, he had to see Elijah get caught up. That just didn't mean he followed him around. He had to go as long as Elijah went, sometimes without food. He had to walk in desert places because that's where Elijah was. He had to put himself through some very difficult circumstances, trying circumstances, in order to be there when Elijah was taken away. You have to be there when the blessing of God is ready to fall. You can't run to the prayer meeting because you suspicion the blessing of God is going to fall there. You have to already be there. And maybe the blessing of God doesn't fall in that prayer meeting for you. Are you going to quit? Maybe your third and fourth and fifth time getting down and praying about the same thing, and the blessing hasn't come yet. Are you going to quit? Because Elisha would not quit. He followed Elijah today and nothing happened. And he followed him again tomorrow, and he followed him the next day, and he followed him until he saw him taken away, and then he received the double portion. He didn't know when that was going to happen. He didn't know how long it was going to take, but he was determined to do one thing. I will not quit. I will not be missing when the blessing of God falls. Don't be missing when the blessing of God falls. Don't be missing. Press on. Do not let the things of God leave your sight. If you're in a dark valley, don't look at the darkness around you. Look at the blessing of God that you're working towards. If you're in a trying circumstance, a trying time, don't look at what's going on around you. Look at the blessing that you've got your eye on, that you will not be missing when that blessing falls. You'll be there. Let's be Elishas for this generation, for our families. Forget this generation, for our own families, for our coworkers, for our friends. Let's be Elisha. Let's not take our eyes off of the prize. The prize is the fulfilling of God's will in our lives. Don't quit. Don't get weary. Don't lose hope. If Elisha woke up on that day and said, I'm tired today, I'm sure he'll be around tomorrow. I'll pick him up. I'll figure out where he is. And he would have missed it. Don't miss out. Maybe that's another lesson, huh? For Elisha to follow Elijah as long as he did, and then one day decide to slack and have that be the day that the blessing came. I don't know. That's not. Well, maybe I just said it. Don't let the day you took off be the day the blessing comes. Be persistent, be consistent, and press on. Amen. God bless you. Be where the blessing falls when the blessing falls. The only way to do that is to be continuously consistent. God bless you. I hope I'll see you this Sunday in the house of God.